Hi, I'm Brad, and this is Peanut. Haptics vests are nothing new for VR. In fact, I own a full set of haptics stuff upstairs in my room. However, I never really use it because it's hot. I live in Florida, and even though I love the idea of a lot of motorized actuators just vibrating in different parts of my body to give that sensation that I'm being shot or given a back rub, it's just never really enough for me to want to put it on and off all the time. However, there's a new type of vest that's starting to get a little more popular. In fact, I shouldn't call it a vest, they more call it a actual haptics shirt. And it doesn't use little motors to vibrate on your body, they use actual electrodes to shock different places on your actual skin with electricity. It's called the OWO Haptics Shirt, and it retails for about $400, and I finally got to try it at CES. So the first thing they do when you come to their booth is they measure you and they give you a perfectly sized shirt to put on. You have to take off all your clothes. It has to be direct to skin, otherwise the electrodes will just not work. And even though I made the realization recently that I need to start losing some weight down here, it did fit pretty nicely and nice and snug. Now it does have a lot of little sticky adhesives on some of the electrodes that is very important to get stuck on your skin. They kind of highlight that before they tell you to put it on. But it was a very nice fit and it was very thin and light fabric. After you come out of your changing room, they would give you a series of different demos of different sensations all over your upper arms or your body. My favorite one was actually the one where they simulated a knife going into your stomach and then twisting. That was a pretty cool feeling, and I will just tell you right up front, the actual haptics of all the things shocking you feel more like a stinging sensation. So things such as being shot or stabbed or punctured is probably the most realistic sensations you're going to get out of this suit. I wouldn't say it's good for stuff like if you want to go in VR chat and like give each other a high five or rub each other's back. I would never do such a thing. It's mostly just pain-oriented stuff, and there's actually different levels of pain you can set it. That's one of the other first things they have you do as well, is they kind of put all these different areas of your body. They say higher, lower, ask you, and if you go higher, it's gonna start hurting, like a lot. I kept it on mostly the lower to medium tier because it just is a slow slider and you start feeling it. You start building up on that electricity in your body. It doesn't feel exactly good on the higher levels for me. Now I know some people might enjoy that sort of thing, so if you're watching this video, then have at it, you weirdos. But then they put on a Quest 2 headset and put me in Pistol Whip, which is one of the games they seem to have either mod support or very good support for it. Every time you would shoot each hand in two-handed mode, you would feel the actual recoil shocking your arms and giving you a pretty nice feedback response. And of course, if you actually did get shot in the game where you run into a wall, you would feel that on different parts of your body. It was a pretty good experience, and again, the one thing I want to highlight, me coming from a place where it's just hot all the time, I don't want to wear haptics most of the time. It was just a light and comfortable experience just having it direct to body, but there's some downsides to that as well. So let's talk about the downsides of this suit. The first downside is the fact that it is direct to skin. So this was a convention, and even though they seem to be wiping off all of the suits in between use cases, the suit smelled really bad. Like, I couldn't, I was actually more immersed by how bad and sweaty the shirts were smelling at the event more than the actual electrodes shocking me themselves. And then I looked up online how you're supposed to wash the suit, and basically the only way you can wash the suit is by hand washing with cold water and around the electrodes. And if that's what they're doing basically at the event, it's clearly not going to work on the long term, because if you're playing all these action-packed VR games like Pistol Whip, for example, you're going to sweat a lot, and all that sweat's going to build up on your bodysuit. Worse enough is the electrodes I was talking about that had adhesive, they also want you to place these plastic covers on top of them while you're hand washing your suit, which if the adhesive starts wearing off, you got to buy replacement adhesives for those electrodes. So that is a kind of annoying barrier to entry for people that really want to have a cool haptics experience, but don't want to actually keep it in good condition, which is an expensive item, $400 for just the shirt. I'm starting to think it's maybe targeted for the location-based experience market when I start seeing stuff like that. There was also one more thing I really want to bring up that maybe should be a warning to you, because this was something I heard months ago from someone who actually demoed the OWO suit at a live event. And basically, if you get the electricity too high, a person basically had a demo where it was too high for them, And when they did the entire demo where the whole body shocked all at once, it basically locked up all their body, all their muscles, and they fell to the ground. So this is definitely something you would keep away from children as much as possible if you were to actually buy one for your adult self. Never, never buy one for a kid is all I gotta say. I don't think any child should be using this thing because it does have some dangerous qualities to it. But I do think it's a cool experience, and I hope that they figure out some of the issues, mostly with the cleaning and everything. It's really something you have to try once at a show to really get an idea for. It's a really weird sensation all over your body, and I think they also announced some sleeves coming out soon. I think the sleeves might be a little more safer and more interesting because my favorite parts of the actual demo were actually the recoil I was getting from shooting guns. But that's all I have to say about the OWO suit. It's really interesting, very annoying to keep clean, but it's maybe some people like location-based experiences will want to buy one instead of a B Haptics suit. All right, that's everything. If you want to support my channel, check out bradsmells.com/Patreon. Brad was smelling extra heavy wearing that suit that day. All right, bye.